It's one of the biggest tracks you'll find on the NASCAR circuit. We're here tonight at Talladega for a premiere of a great racing series. That's right, folks, it's the Interleague Championship Racing Series taking place here tonight. The Loose Lugnuts, KMA, and TWCVMs come together in one major series to battle it out over the course of the next few weeks, as they will be going through three different vehicles: the Camping World trucks, the NASCAR Gen 6, and the NASCAR Xfinity cars. We are going to go live to the Star Spangled Banner, brought to you by Madison Racing. When we come back, we got a lot of racing ahead and a lot of things to talk about, folks, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what a rocky start here tonight. Do apologize, but the race is underway. This is the Interleague Championship Racing Series in action here tonight at Talladega. This is their inaugural race. They're going to be doing three different types of vehicles: Camping World trucks, NASCAR Xfinity, and Gen 6 cars. And tonight we're taking a look already at the 87 of Justin Michael up there at the race lead. You got Travis Browder right there behind him, and Johnny Smith up there in the mix, battling out in the 005 in the middle groove. That 77 truck right behind him, Jack Watts, is to the outside of the 10 truck of Jason Covington, as they come down the front stretch, ready to click over into lap number 5 of this race. What a battle up front, as Johnny Smith now almost neck and neck with Justin Michael as they come down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Things got off to a wobbly start here tonight, folks. Had a 6-race preseason, if you will, where the three leagues, Loose Lugnuts, KMA, and TWCVM, battled it out. And after about race number 3, halfway through that preseason, they decided they wanted to make something like this full time. So they created the Interleague Championship Racing Series. But they didn't want to just do it with one vehicle or one style of track. They're going to all kinds of different tracks. And like we mentioned earlier, a couple other different vehicles as well to really shake up that mix so that everybody looks to be about equal. Some people are good in the trucks, some people are good in the what they call the B cars, NASCAR Xfinity cars, and some are better in the Gen 6. So this really tests these three leagues' racing abilities, creating like a wheelman series, if you will. And now we see the 87 of Michael up to the middle groove right in front of the double 5 of Johnny Smith. And here comes that 54 truck making his way through the field. That 54 truck of Travis Browder now to the inside has Jason Covington behind him. The 72 truck back there, that is Ryan Kuhn running that Budweiser paint scheme. Brandon Schnupp back there behind Ryan Kuhn, the 31 truck there, the blue numbering there on the bottom groove. Just to the inside of that 14 truck, that is Jason Rosé. Into the first turn they go. Let's take a look back through the field here. Number 28 of Christopher Matas. And looks to be an Oakley paint scheme there, the 28 truck. Just to the outside of that number 8 of Greg Murray. Bob Everhart back there in the 71. You got that 44 truck there of Jonas Hankins. A lot of new names with me tonight, folks. I do apologize if I get any wrong. We will have it rectified coming down the road. There is the 19 of Donald Sadusky. Back there in 12th position now, battling Jonas Hankins. And it looks like we got some lap traffic there. The number 5, I believe, is John Hedrick. And that higher groove currently 2 laps down as the lead lap cars swing by. Back up to the front, you can still see it's a deadlocked battle up front. Continuing on now as they cross that start-finish line into lap number 10. While we are watching this race, we didn't have a chance to show it to you earlier, so let's go ahead and take a look at the race information so far tonight. Here we're at Talladega, the largest track you'll find in the NASCAR circuit, 2 2/3 mile track. That's 2.66 converted to decimal for you folks. 72 degrees in the air, 0% humidity, clear skies, and 99 degrees at race start down there on the pavement. And so far, the first 10 laps have gone by without incident. And we're now getting ready to hit over to lap number 11, and it's the 87 of Justin Michael with Johnny Smith battling up front in that race lead. Show you a little bit about information about our race leader, the 87 of Justin Michael, this Virginia driver here tonight. Started on that outside row. He had a qualifying time, 49.06. Currently running about 196, 95 miles an hour before turn number 3. He's going to go up to that middle groove, and here comes Travis Browder. That 54 NOS truck, that Toyota Tundra, coming out of turn number 4. Browder here tonight started inside of that second row back there in third position. This Carolina driver had a qualifying time, 49.08. You can see he's pretty much deadlocked up there with Michael as they come out of turn number 2 into the back straightaway. I'll throw a little bit of a crank it up cam your way, folks, so you can really hear this. So while you're listening, turn up your sound. You'll get the feel and the full effect of these cars. These cameras are brought to you by Ryan Eckstein. As they come down the front stretch, we're going to throw a little crank it up cam your way, so make sure you turn up your sound. Here we go. Some great crank it up cam action for you as we still continue to watch the battle up front in the lead as the lower groove, the 87 of Justin Michael, now in front of Travis Browder in that 77 truck of Jack Watts to the outside. The 14 back there behind Watts. That is Jason Rose. Jason Covington, the 10 truck back there side by side with the 005 of Johnny Smith. The 72 right there of Ryan Kuhn is to the inside of the 31 of Brandon Schnupp, and the 19 back there, Donald Sadusky now finds his way up around 8th position. Into the back straightaway they go here on lap number 15. And it's the 77 of Jack Watts out to a full truck length lead over the 87 of Justin Michael. Jack Watts comes down right in front of Justin Michael to take over that lower groove as they go into turn number 3. And it looks like that lower groove has won the battles here in the last 2 turns here on lap 15. But here comes the middle groove rallying back as they make their way down towards the tri-oval. That 14 of Jason Rose now looks to challenge Jack Watts for the race lead as they cross over the start-finish line into lap number 16. Jason Rose, and take a look at that middle groove work into turn number 1. Jason Rose up there, that number 14 truck. Looks to be a Chevy Silverado that he's running here tonight. Has the help of Johnny Smith and Brandon Schnupp and the number 19 of Donald Sadusky. Getting that motor train going up there, and oh my goodness, Christopher Mata's up into the wall. He's going to fall back to about 26th position in a hurry. Tough break there. Let's go back and take a look at a replay. As we take a look at this replay into turn 3. He's just going to glide up into the wall. And he's going to fall back quick, fast, and in a hurry, folks. At the super speedways, you're going to have those kind of incidents. And you can see the pack now has a 3-wide battle up front. The 87 of Justin Michael with the 77 of Jack Watts down there in that lower groove. Johnny Smith, Travis Browder, and Jason Rose. Somebody's trying to figure out some lanes. This is where it gets dicey. Coming down that tri-oval, still got some 3-wide action. And it's the middle groove that's capitalizing right now as they get ready to cross that start-finish line into lap number 18. And it's the 77 of Jack Watts, still your race leader. Oh, and we've got a mess.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, my goodness. Into turn number 1 they go. And everybody, just like that, when you're trying to make moves and positioning, I'm going to follow back with Justin Michael. Let's take a look at this replay. So as we follow this right here, take a look at this, folks. We're going to zoom the camera in while we got it paused. Look at that. Trucks everywhere. Boy, Donald Sadusky went for a ride through the air. We'll give you one fast view. Let's go back and take a look at one. Let's back it up just a little bit further for you, folks. Our new replay screen for you there. Hope you enjoy that. So we bring back the action. Here is the battle that ensued here into turn number 1, and you see Justin Michael down there touching a little bit of that apron as they cross over Johnny Smith. Right there it's going to begin. So Johnny Smith wobbled up into Donald Sadusky, who in turn wobbled up there into Brandon Schnupp. Schnupp's going to go up into the wall. Johnny Smith's going to get turned, as well as Justin Michael. And that's where the chaos begins. And look at Brandon Schnupp through the air. Oh my goodness, he is flying. Ladies and gentlemen, get out your credit cards for airline mileage off the safety barrier. Luckily, the fence is there, and Donald Sadusky goes for a spinning ride in the air. See Wally Tierheimer up there in the front, the Carl's Jr. car to your left, and they are just everywhere on this track. My goodness, take a look at that. The chaos in turns 1 and 2 on lap number 18, folks. We follow the 19 of Sadusky. Coming down to the apron is going to have some final contact there with Wally Tierheimer. Number 8, that's Greg Murray right there. The 88 on your far left, that looks to be Anthony Shuda. Hopefully I got that name right. It's an instant replay for you there. So we come back to live. Jason Covington able to get through the mess and has his father to the outside, the 96 of Craig Covington, here on lap number 20 as they are pacing around. So that's what happens, folks, when you try to make a move 3 wide into turn number 1. Getting just a little bit loose, and some guys get turned, and all heck breaks loose. As we begin to see the field split as Jason Covington now comes down pit road. Number 10, Shelby Silverado works his way to his pit box. See Brandon Schnupp still down there. Johnny Smith, Travis Browder, and a lot of damage there on the 87 of Justin Michael. Look at the smoke on those trucks. Take you down to the pit lane. Capture that action down there as Michael now makes his way off. Here comes Browder and Smith. And company down the rest. There goes Jason Covington. So number 3 of Mark Jackson making his way off. 19 there of Sadusky. Everybody's making their way through the first pit stop here in lap 21. So that means the 72 of Ryan Kuhn takes the race lead here on lap number 21. Again, folks, this is the Interleague Championship Racing Series taking place with their season opener tonight here at Talladega. The Loose Lug Nuts KMA and TWC VM Racing leagues are battling it out. Next week, They are going to move to Atlanta Motor Speedway. A big change there. Going down to a mile track for 115 laps there of, looks like Xfinity cars. And then they are going to move to Kansas on the 27th of May, where they will take on their first Gen 6 action there. Kansas and Gen 6. Now, I'll tell you what, a lot of people have talked about this in iRacing, that track and that car combination are not good. Very, very loose setup with the fixed setup, so just have to see how that'll play out. We'll have some more information. We'll try to get some information from the league guys, see if we can get Tim Campbell, Scott Kolovic, and Jeff Wood from the 3 different leagues in here to talk a little bit about some things you can expect in this series. Jack Watts will be to the outside of Ryan Kuhn here on lap 22, as it looks like the lights have come off that pace car. And we'll be back green on lap number 23. These guys won't see the Camping World trucks until June 3rd at Chicagoland. It's kind of how it works in the schedule. So it's a 15 race series, folks. So just think that as the schedule progresses, they're going to change vehicles. So it goes Camping World Truck, Xfinity Car, Gen 6, Camping World Truck, Xfinity Car, Gen 6. It's kind of how the schedule will play out. But you're going to see tracks like Auto Club. Looks like we're going to pretty much be back here on June 17th in the Gen 6 cars. So pretty much bouncing around these tracks, as it looks like. Talladega, Atlanta, Kansas, Chicagoland, and Auto Club pretty much are the tracks that you're going to see. So if you think about it, 5 tracks, 3 cars, 15 races. A little bit of math lesson there for you. As they begin to head into turn number 4, it is Ryan Kuhn, Jack Watts, Jason Rose, and West Holland, the number 4 truck, making his way up there to the front 4. Pace car now into the pits. Here they come to the tri-oval.
Green, green, green.
Green flags in the air. We're back to the race. As we take a look up at the race lead, the 72 of Kuhn and the 14 of Rose battle for the race lead. Lower Groove has the advantage through turns 1 and 2. The 211 there of Tristan Beats now making his way up there into 3rd position. Jack Watts, the 77, to the outside of Beats, as well as the 4 of West Holland. They got 3 trucks up there in that middle groove, and that's why they're winning it out. And Holland in that Jimmy John's number 4, Kevin Harvick tribute paint scheme. Going to push high in turn number 3, but as they go into turn number 4, everything settles back down. And now the 14 of Rose has the race lead coming into the tri-oval. Will be able to take over as your race leader here into lap number 25. Quarter of the way through the race tonight, folks. Again, we do appreciate you tuning in here to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Another guy you see up there in that Richie B's tribute paint scheme, one of the sponsors for the series, Richie B's Pizza down in Alabama. That's the 41 there of Richard Bros. Some new faces making their way up in the top 10. You got that 97 truck of Cody Lipstruer. Bad Bob Wells, the 38 truck, the 21 of Sean Zulu, and 13 of Thomas Axum back there in 11th, looking in to get into that top 10. 007 also back there, that is Landon Loper. Into lap number 26, and the cars are swaying through that first turn. Middle Groove has the advantage as the 77 of Jack Watts takes over, and the 4 of West Holland kind of loose coming out of turn number 2. 14 of Rosé was up in the middle groove last time, has come down into the lower groove right in front of the 72 truck of Ryan Kuhn. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4, look at the momentum shift to that lower groove, as now the 14 of Rosé, 2 truck lengths over ahead of the middle groove, the 77 of Jack Watts. Some good bump draft in there from that Budweiser 72 of Ryan Kuhn as they come down towards the tri-oval into lap number 27. But look at it, don't look too quick, because here comes the middle groove. Winning back the battle, Jack Watts shoots up to the side there of the 14 of Rosé as they head through turns 1 and 2. Coming out of turn number 2, look for that middle groove to carry the momentum. Bros now making his way up to the bumper of Holland to provide some more bump drafting effort. And the 77 of Watts will have enough to move down and take the race lead into the lower groove. Taking a look back, 007 of Landon Loper looked to be swaying up into that middle groove and dangerous territory as Rosé goes up in front of Holland now to battle Watts once again for the race lead, and he's going to do it as they cross that start-finish line into lap number 28. Jason Rosé takes the race lead, and he continues to carry that momentum as he runs the middle high groove through turns 1 and 2 with the help of West Holland on his bumper. A lot of gap down there in the lower groove, and that is why they are losing out. Oh, and West Holland
Caution is out.
turns him. Rosé gets turned, and that is going to be detrimental. And that's going to cause a chain reaction of a lot of wrecks down there. You take a look back. Let's go take a look at the replay on this. You're going to see Holland turn him. Right there he goes. He's going to get turned. And wow. Oh my goodness. Take a look at that. Talk about luck. You can't even call that skill. That is some luck right there. Let's back it up one more time for you folks and get another look at it. How he missed all of those trucks, that is unbelievable. Let's take you down just a little bit closer. Get you in front of that action. So you can see the bump draft action there from Holland as they come out of turn number 2. And right there, see how Holland goes up to almost to the third lane? He's out ahead into the bumper, and right there is what begins the turning of Jason Rosé, and he's going to be turned into the wall, and my goodness, look at this. So keep this in mind, folks. How he avoids all of these trucks is impressive. He had his lucky rabbit's foot in the truck with him tonight. Holland's going to get involved, and right there, Axum's going to nail Holland. Turn him around as we see Richard Bros, the 41 in the Richie B's truck. That Silverado goes spinning around. Take a look at this. So he does get a little bit of a tag there from Covington. Look at this. You got 4 or 5 wide looking at you. And it's just a little bit, but see, oh my goodness. The 05 truck pulled a Fast and the Furious move there. Gary Whitmer Jr. off to the bumper, but it's amazing. You see all these guys spinning out. The guy that was involved in the early part of it is going to walk away probably with the least amount of damage. Unbelievable. There's the 74 of Abe Bowden now getting his way up. So things are changing around just a little bit with these first couple of cautions. If you take a look down, a little bit of shuffle in the field. Looks like Joel Guy, the 91 truck, goes to the race lead. Michael Johnson, the 29 truck, up there. Trey Patton, the 008. 74 of Abe Bowden, and the 009 of Vincent, I want to say Jaron. Hopefully I got that name right. So you see some of the guys making their way off of pit road. There comes the number 10 of Jason Covington, your pole sitter here tonight. Again, folks, this is the Interleague Championship Racing Series taking place here tonight. Race number 1 of the 15-race series at Talladega. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Talladega for the Interleague Championship Racing Series opening race, race number 1 of the 15-race series. Lights have come off that pace car as they go through turn number 4. And we'll be back to the race here in just a moment on lap number 33. Pace car now into the pits as they make their way through the tri-oval. It's going to be Abe Bowden and Vincent Jarin, your race leaders.
Green flag.
Green flags in the air, and here we go. As they cross that start-finish line into lap number 34, it is the 74 of Abe Bowden, your race leader, the 009 of Vince Jarin up there to the high side. The 72 of Ryan Kuhn, the 97 there, that is Cody Lipscher. Kuhn now bump draft to Bowden. Axum making his way up to the 97 of Lipscher. 317 of Alan Madding now up there in the top 10 tonight. In sixth position, you can see that guy right there, 317 truck. As they come down the front stretch towards the tri-oval, this Florida driver currently in sixth position. Started back in 10th. And wow, look at the 009 of Vincent Jarin. He's going to fall back to 11th position and still continuing to fall back. That is how fast, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he's a teammate there of Brandon Schnupp, running similar paint schemes and numbering systems there, so the colors, I should say. So they're going to hook up and try to bump draft their way back to the front. Back up front, the 74 of Abe Bowden in that lower groove has the 72 of Ryan Kuhn. The 97 now of Lipscher goes up to the middle groove, has the 007 of Landon Loper right there behind him. Oh, and we got an incident.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And it looks like it was going to start once again with the 14 of Rosé. New England driver definitely being plagued by cautions here tonight. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. So following the 14 up there in the middle groove right behind, looks to be the 21 truck, or 211 of Tristan Beats, in front of the 87 of Justin Michael. Going to do a fast pass through here so you can see exactly what happened, and it's Michael getting into him. He goes up into Michael. That's going to fall, and once again he finds himself lucks out. Wow, what kind of magic does that 14 truck have? Ladies and gentlemen, get you that Silverado. This guy has been around a lot of incidents here tonight. Let's run back the replay camera once more for you and take another look. So again, we're going to follow back from the backstretch, Into turns 3 and 4, you're going to see that Justin Michael's going to be running to the high side. Right there, he's going to come up right into Justin Michael. Michael's there trying to get some side draft action, and that's enough to put them both into the wall. But take a look at this. Again, Jason Rosé with the Magic Silverado there. He's going to be pushed by Justin Michael. He's going to come down. All these trucks are going to part like the Red Sea around him. And you're going to see the KMA truck come down. West Holland, he's just going to, look at that, threads the needle. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of contact. Bad Bob Wells up there. Running that paint shop, Over the Top Paints and Designs by John Hedrick. The 29 is going to go through him. Look at that. Could you get any luckier? I mean, West Holland and that Jimmy John's Silverado down there is going to have some front-end damage, and you can see some smoke coming out of that truck. But could you get any luckier? Very impressive. So the 74 of Abe Bowden back to the race lead, folks. Just as we got back, everybody's anxious. They got back under the yellow here on lap number 37 and continue to pace. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we got some more race action for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Talladega this Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, for the Interleague Championship Racing Series, race number 1. It's been an eventful night so far. Let's take a look at the race statistics there in your bottom left. Out of the 37 laps completed, 12 lead changes. I'll say 38 completed as he just crossed the start-finish line. 12 lead changes, 3 total cautions here tonight. And it's the 74 of Abe Bowden right there in that Skittles Toyota Tundra that'll be taking us back green. Top 5 as it stands, Abe Bowden, Cody Lipster, looks like Landon Loper, Alan Matting, and Jonas Hankins, are your top 5. Pace car now taking them into turn number 3. We'll be back green on lap number 40. As they work their way into turn number 4, you can feel that tension building. Everybody's ready to go back green. Pace car bringing them down towards the tri-oval. Will be set to go into the pits. And there it goes. Pace car into the pits. Green flags in the air, and we're back to the race. As they make their way into turn number 1, it is the 74 of Abe Bowden, still your race leader with the 007 behind him. That is Landon Loper. The 44 now, that's Jonas Hankins up there in the 3rd position. Good little battle here between Sean Zulu and Joel Guy. Guy in the 71 truck going to edge out the 21 of Zulu. Here comes the 91. Excuse me, the 71 is Bobby Everhart. The 91 is Joel Guy. Joel Guy now battling side by side with Cody Lipstruer back there, 7th position. The 72 of Ryan Kuhn now providing some draft support for the 91 of Joel Guy. Oh, and a little bit of apron contact for Joel Guy, and he's going to come shooting up into that middle groove. A little bit of wiggle action back here. These guys are a pace. Oh, we got some guys going up into the 3rd lane. The 29 there of Michael Johnson pushed up. And take a look at this. The guy on the move, Jason Rose. That 14 truck back there to the outside of the 38 of Bad Bob Wells down the back straightaway. Back there in 18th position, was trying to run that high line. No dice for him, no positions gained. Coming out of turn number 2, he fell back quickly because he did not have a draft partner. It's one of the critical points of a super speedway. You need to have some draft partners or else you're going to fall back really quick. Take a look up front. Here's a good case for that. The 71 there of Bobby Everhart on the apron in the tri-oval shift. As they click over now into lap number 43. A lot of side draft action there for the 21 of Sean Zulu. He's going to go right by the 44 of Jonas Hankins. And now look to gain some ground on Landon Loper down the back straightaway. He'll have some bump draft help from the 13 of Thomas Axum. Here comes the 97 of Cody Lipstruer to provide some support. And look at that momentum gain from the 88 of Andrew Schulte. I think that's his name. Had to double check and look at my list here. I'll throw the information up there for you guys. You judge yourself. The Midwest driver here tonight started 23rd. And look at him right now, currently in 7th position to the outside of Hankins as he's now getting some side draft action as they cross the start-finish line into lap number 44. Schulte. That's what I'm going to go with that tonight, folks. Anybody out there in the YouTube chat can correct me. We're going with Schulte. If anybody knows, they can give me a pronunciation and some swaying action from the 13 of Thomas Axum. And a good job there from the 97 of Cody Lipstruer. And I tell you what, that 88 of Andrew Schulte backed off that gas in a hurry, and I don't blame him. The way things have been going down that back straightaway, a couple cautions down there. He's preparing himself to be able to give him some room to get around some trucks. Now a deadlocked battle up front between the 21 of Sean Zulu and the 74 of Abe Bowden, but it looks like Zulu's going to edge him out and take over the race lead here on lap number 45. Thomas Axum, Cody Lipstruer, and now the 19 of Donald Sadusky, a 4-truck train up there into turn number 1, running that middle groove. Axum's going to push a little bit higher Here comes Bodum and the 007 of Landon Loper down low. Hankins trying to get back up there to him. And look at that, for only 2 trucks, that's some great side draft action you're seeing there from Abe Bowden. But it's going to wear thin as they go into turn number 3, and it's still a deadlocked battle. No positions gained through turns 3 and 4. Abe Bowden's got a nose ahead of Zulu. Here they come down into the tri-oval. Look at that battle up front for the race lead, and I think it's going to go to Bowden. The 74 of Abe Bowden looks like he's going to cross the start-finish line first, and he does. Just enough, and that middle groove shifted way back. But look at this battle. You can't really tell which line is running the best here tonight. Oh, and Axum now boxed out to the high line as the 97 of Lipstrew comes in. Sadusky, so Axum is going to go falling back. He's already back to 6th position and falling. Cannot find an opening to get down in. Look at this. Hopefully will be picked up by the 55 of Johnny Smith here out of turn number 4. Brandon Schnupp behind Johnny Smith. So Axum gets picked up. Falls back from up in the top 5 to 15th position that fast in a matter of 2 turns. Back up to the race lead, the 74 of Bowden to the inside of Zulu. Into turn number 1 they go. Lap number 47 approaching the halfway point of tonight's race. Oh, and we got a guy down there on the apron. Bowden goes down to the apron that quick. Let's go back and take a look at a replay and see what happened to him. So we're going to follow Bowden. The battle here up front. So as they come out of turn number 2, oh, that's what it was. The 21 of Zulu came way down. So the 21 of Sean Zulu came way down. So Zulu came down into Bowden 1 lap ago and pushed him down into the apron. Tough break there. Abe Bowden now. If we take a look through our list, we can see exactly where he's at. He fell back quick, fast, and in a hurry. Back to 20th position. There he is. Club Ohio driver. Started 24th, and he's had a solid truck here tonight. Currently now back in 20th. Lost my words. 20th position, all by himself. It's a tough break there for Mr. Bowden. Back up to the race lead, Cody Lipster, the 97 to the inside of Donald Sadusky.
All right, man, caution is out.
We have a
Caution is
caution
out.
flag, and a lot of trucks involved in this one. There is the 71 of Bobby Everhart. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on this. Take a look at, oh, right there. We're going to pause it just for a second. So the 88 there that we see coming through is going to get loose through that tri-oval shift. Maybe a little bit of contact with Cody Lipster. So Andrew Schulte loose, and that begins. And we're going to pause it one more time for you so you can take a look at that. So look at all that beginning. So Everhart, wow, and Hankins is going to go end over end. A lot of trucks. Ryan Kuhn involved in that one. It looks like Murray's possibly involved. Let's run back the replay one more time for you. We'll get you down a little bit closer to it. So let's get down a little bit closer to it. So as we get closer and closer to the tri-oval shift, following the 88 of Schulte, you can see right here, here's a good camera angle for you as Lipster is down there in the lower groove. So Schulte actually comes down, and a net code bump is what it's going to be ruled as. So the 88 of Schulte is going to get loose. Take a look at that. 58 of Jason Hughes, that's who it was. Jason Hughes into Hankins. 71 of Everhart, and look at Hankins go for a ride right there. Luckily, you have a wide open apron. Ryan Kuhn and Bobby Everhart both. Wow, take a look at the collision with the wall there as Bobby Everhart is going to hit that wall, and he's going to go spinning through the air. About 5 trucks, 6 trucks involved. The ARCA brake action from the 29 out of left field. Wow. Bear with me here. I'm trying to get the information on these drivers as I'm seeing them here. 29 there. That is Michael Johnson. Comes down into the side of the 44 of Jonas Hankins. Wow. We take a look back up at the race lead. Some guys getting the wave around. Wally Tierheimer, the 57 truck. One of the guys that was battling in the preseason championship points. Looking forward to KMA's fast food. I think it's 500, 300 maybe. So we're going to see if we can get a driver interview for you now. The 97 of Cody Lipster. Possibly see what he's witnessing down there on the track as he's been around all these cautions all tonight. See if we can get him on the line for you folks. Cody Lipster, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Dustin?
Doing really well. What a night it's been for you. Been up around the top 5 all night long. And you now find yourself currently in 3rd position. Tell us how the truck's handling here at Talladega.
Man, with this warmer conditions, these trucks are extremely loose tonight, going through the tri-oval, especially if you get into the lead. These trucks are, I mean, they're great, but they are handling extremely loose. It's hard to pass, it's hard to bump and push and rub, but it's getting better throughout the race.
Is there any point, like, as far as the groove that you're choosing, what seems to be working for you, lower, mid groove?
Low groove primarily works the best, but if you can get in the middle lane, if you get the right people in the middle lane, it works very nicely. You just got to make sure everybody's able to push in the middle lane.
We hear about people wanting to try the top lane. Got to definitely have the momentum for that. Is that something that you think you might try here tonight?
If it's a dire need move, I think I might try it, but honestly, 3 wide, I don't like going to that 3rd lane. Last time I went to the 3rd lane, iRacing made me blow a tire, so getting into those marbles does not suit me well.
All right, well, is there any shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
I would just absolutely love to thank all these great people at LLN, TWC, all of the people that put this on, KMA, Scott, he does a lot for KMA and does a lot for me and the team. It really, just everybody here is absolutely wonderful drivers and great teammates. Good pleasure to be here.
All right, Cody, thank you much for your time. Best of luck to you in the laps to come, bud.
Thank you. Good night.
There you have it, folks. Cody Lipster with a little bit of information. Let's jump back over to Jason Rosé. See if we can get some information from this guy. He's been involved in some of the cautions here tonight. Jason, are you there?
I gotcha.
And am I pronouncing your last name correct, Rosé?
Russo.
I do apologize. So I tell you, it's like the French pronunciation. I do apologize, and I Russo. So there you have it, folks. The commentator gets corrected here. I do appreciate that, Jason. Tell us a little bit about how that truck's handling. I tell you, that Silverado looks amazing tonight as you have been involved in the cautions, but it looks like, though you've been in all these cautions, you've lucked out with minimal damage.
Yeah, we're trying to hang in there. A little incident up front there in the beginning. Coming back, though. We're working our way up back in the top 5 here and see what we can do and keep it clean and green for the rest of the race.
Is there any shout-out you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Big shout-out to all the guys at KMA and everybody that's putting this show on. It's It's a good time.
All right. Well, thank you again for the pronunciation on that. So, Mr. Russo, I appreciate your time, and best of luck to you in the laps to come. There you have it, folks. Jason Russo. It's always great when you can get that kind of pronunciation correction on the fly. So West Holland, the number 4 Jimmy John's truck, will be taking us back green with the number 3 of Mark Jackson to the outside. Battle the Silverados up front. Looks like it's going to be 3 Chevy Silverados and 1 Toyota. The Toyota going to the 007 of Landon Loper. So we've passed the halfway mark. It'll be 47 laps remaining when these guys hit that green flag. Into turn number 4, the pace car brings them. Down towards the tri-oval they go. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. The green flag waves. We're back to the race. As they work their way down to the start-finish line, it's 46 laps now remaining, and it looks like the number 3 of Mark Jackson has a nose over the number 4 of Wesley Holland. Axum back there. Thomas Axum, the 13 truck back in 10th position, wobbling a little bit going into turn number 2. The bump draft begins, and I tell you what, folks, taking a look tonight with the way these guys are bump drafting, they're swaying so much that a guy actually get in front of the bumper, and when he comes back to try to get back in alignment, he ends up turning the guy in front of him. And as you see that 14 truck, Jason Russo, the guy we talked to during the caution, has had that happen to him a couple times, and actually once by the number 4 truck up in the race lead, Wesley Holland. Tri-oval shift comes down as they work their way to the start-finish line. Crossed it. Now 45 laps remaining in tonight's race. Some more summary statistics for you folks in your bottom left. Out of the 55 completed, 17 lead changes, 4 cautions here at Talladega. Your top 5, Mark Jackson, West Holland, Landon Loper, Cody Lipster, and Vincent Jaron. Through turns 3 and 4 they go, and it looks like the 4 of West Holland has it. Momentum! As Mark Jackson disappeared for a short second. A little bit of connection issues on that 3 truck. 009 there of Vincent Jarn. Bounced around the top 10 all night. 1 point he was up in the 3rd line. Fell back to about 16th position. That's why when you race super speedways, folks, patience is the key. On a 2 2/3 mile track at about 100 laps, you have all the time in the world to work your way back up front, and it shows here tonight. Some of these guys been plagued, especially Jason Russo, good example, been plagued and been back in 20th position. And so there we see Abe Bowden back there. The 74 of Abe Bowden, once in 20th position, is up to 13th position with 44 to go. About to be 43 to go, and a guy that was involved in that last caution, the 88 there of Andrew Schulte, is back there in 14th position. Ryan Kuhn's been involved in a couple of cautions. The 72 truck that you see the Budweiser heading into turn 1. Right there behind the 25 of Travis Zudema. Back in 9th position, Kuhn has worked his way to and fro this track to get back inside that top 10. The number 3 of Mark Jackson into turn number 3 has the 007 behind him. And West Holland comes up for a nice little side draft action off of Mark Jackson. Out of turn number 4. Looks like the middle groove's going to win as they got 3 trucks bunched up. Cody Lipster trying to provide some bump draft to West Holland. Not going to happen, and it looks like Mark Jackson, and wow, the 007 of Landon Loper came down. Oh, and a big shift from Lipster up into the middle groove, running a little bit high. And West Holland comes up to the middle groove out of turn number 2. A nice little move right in front of the 14 of Russo. And now, and Mark Jackson may have had some engine issues. There goes the number 3 truck down to the apron. Not quite sure exactly what's happening on that truck. But the number 4 of West Holland takes back over the race lead in the lower groove through turn number 4, right there in front of Loper. And now the 14 of Russo challenges West Holland for the race lead, and he may have it as they go through the tri-oval. And it looks like Holland possibly is going to lose the race lead. Yes, Jason Russo takes over the race lead. And a commanding move down to the lower groove in turn number 1. Well, he's ready to race with 41 to go. That 14 truck is on the move. And last time we seen this, folks, early on, about 25 laps ago, West Holland was bump drafting Russo. Ended up turning him. They were up in the middle groove. And now Jack Watts and Donald Sadusky going to try to make that high line work as they work their way, making it 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. The 008 of Trey Patton, that black and green truck you see down there, that Chevrolet. To the inside of Jack Watts and Donald Sadusky, and so Watts is going to get turned.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
That high line proves to be too much yet again, and the 77 of Jack Watts is going to go for a ride. Show you the replay here, folks. So there's the 3 wide action. So you see the 14 there of Jason Russo, the 97 of Cody Lipster, the 77 of Jack Watts, the 19 of Donald Sadusky, 008 of Trey Patton, and the 4 of West Holland. Little 6-pack action heading towards turn number 1. So here it is in real time. As they come into turn number 1, right there it is. So Jack Watts. So we back it up. Try it one more time. Back it up. Getting a use out of this instant replay. Little video shot for you here tonight. So right there it is. Let's bring it on down just a little bit closer. So you can see Jack Watts get turned. Trey Patton, a little bit of contact between Watts and Patton. And take a look at that 19 of Donald Sadusky running a tribute paint scheme for his son Ryan, who recently passed away. Reasons unknown, but we do send our prayers and sympathy out there to that 19 truck. So following the 77 of Jack Watts. Some of the other trucks there, you see the 96 of Craig Covington with a little bit of damage on him. Coming up, somebody's engine blew. So you pan the camera out there for you. There's still some incident. Alan Madding and Thomas Axum getting into it just a little bit there in turn number 2. So it is the number 14 of Jason Russo taking over the race lead here. 38 laps remain here at Talladega, folks. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more Interleague Championship race action for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Into turn number 2 they go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talladega this Friday night. Appreciate you tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell, bringing you the coverage of the opening race in the Interleague Championship Racing Series, first race of a 15-race series. Jason Russo in the 14 Chevy Silverado will be taking us back to the green with the 97 of Cody Lipstewart to the outside. Donald Sadusky and West Holland will be rounding out your front 4. Summary statistics for you as they get ready to go into turn number 3. 64 laps completed, 20 lead changes, 5 total cautions here tonight. Your top 5 is Russo, Lipscher, Holland, Sadusky, and Schulte. Here they come into turn number 4. It'll be 35 laps remaining when the green flag drops. As they work their way down towards that tri-oval, pace car will be set to go into the pits. And there it goes. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. 35 laps remain. Russo, Lipscher up front.
Green flag.
Green flags in the air. As they cross that start-finish line into turn number 1, look at the battle up front as the 97 of Cody Lipscher and the 19 of Donald Sadusky make their way down to the lower groove, just about 2 car lengths ahead of the 88 of Andrew Schulte and the 21 of Sean Zulu now making their way back. The 14 of Jason Russo back there in 5th position. The approaching 72 of Ryan Kuhn moves to the bumper there of Russo. The 007 of Landon Loper and the 13 of Thomas Axum pretty much rounding out the front up front here. Although I think Thomas Axum is not taking a look through the field. I'm not seeing Axum as a top 10 here. See that 13 truck up there. Still trying. There he is. He's back there in 25th position, 2 laps down. So 13 of Axum, not really up there. With the 008 behind him, that's Trey Patton. He's up there to the outside of the 007 of Landon Loper. A lot of 00 guys here, 00 agents, you can call them back there. And take a look at that right there behind him, the 009. So the 007, so we got James Bond, 008, and whoever 009 would be. It's interesting that these trucks find their way, and Sadusky down to the apron. He's going to go down there, make some contact with that inside wall. Let's go back and take a look at the replay real quick on this. As we follow the 19 of Donald Sadusky out of turn number 4. Maybe just a little contact with the apron. There it was, and that's what it was. So little contact with the apron. Donald Sadusky gets loose, and we see him coming down the back straightaway now. So back to the race lead as the 97 of Lipscher to the inside of Andrew Schulte. Trey Patton and another guy, Lipscher, down to the apron, but he's able to save it. No, he's not. Trying to get back on the track, he's going to have to let off the gas and get back on during the back straightaway. It's very tough to get back on this banked curves. So he'll get back over, take over in 11th position. So that leaves Sean Zulu up front, being pushed by a guy who's 2 laps down, Thomas Axum in the 13 truck. Out of turn number 4 they go, and now the 14 of Russo is going to possibly make a pit run as he's working his way down to the pits. Everybody goes by, and here comes the 14 of Russo down pit road. Possibly looking at a short pit strategy, or maybe he just didn't get into the pits. So Sean Zulu back to the front now. Has that 88 of Andrew Schulte to the outside. Trey Patton pushing Schulte. Axum pushing Zulu. Ryan Kuhn, Abe Bowden, Landon Loper. Up there in your front 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 57 there of Wally Tierheimer. Guy that you normally see up towards the front. Got early on. Involved in some cautions, got a lot of engine trouble out of it, currently sitting 24 laps down. Give a big shout out to RJ out there in the YouTube chat, keeping me laughing up here on the booth. Some of those things you see out there, folks, and whether you're watching this live or watching this, however you're getting us, we always do have a chat section out there on YouTube when we're streaming live. Feel free to come on in and partake in the fun. A lot of people out there. We see Michelle Eisenhower out there. Ryan Kopke out there. Billy Wise, a few other people out there. Always a pleasure to see a good audience watching our live streams. Into turn, Thomas Axum pushing up into that second lane. Little bump from Bowden into the back of Patton as they come out of turn number 2, and Patton is getting squeezed by Abe Bowden into that, and they hook up like a freight train, the 3 trucks up top. And a little bit of sway from the 008 of Trey Patton back there behind Schulte. Out of turn number 4, Patton looking like he was thinking about that highline for a second there. Sean Zulu is going to now get a truck length lead over Schulte in that lower groove. Bobby Eberhardt down there on the apron. A little bit of front end damage on that 71 truck. Through turn number 2, they go into the back straightaway. Ryan Kuhn back there in 4th position. "27 laps remain here, folks. Coming down the front stretch in the tri-oval, it is now Schulte ahead of Zulu this time. As they cross that start-finish line, 26 laps remain, and the 88 of Andrew Schulte takes the race lead. Turn 1 tonight been one of the major points of incidents. Show you the race statistics once again in your bottom left. Out of the 74 completed, 26 lead changes here tonight and 5 total cautions. So we show you the front there. Let's jump back here to 9th position as we see the 4 of West Holland, who's had a few laps led tonight. 5 in total. Currently running 9th. Let's take you down and show you a little bit of in-car action there with that Jimmy Johns, number 4 of West Holland. Take a lap here with the number 4 truck as he comes across that start-finish line. Let's see how banked these curves are. Look at that banking action. Going to work his way up possibly to that middle groove. Comes back down. Just see the shift from the gyro cam as he heads into turn number 3. Jump up to the 72 of Ryan Kuhn for you. up in the mix. Take a look at that. Right there behind Thomas Axon as they come across the start-finish line. It's now 24 laps remaining. On board with Ryan Kuhn in the middle of the fray. Abe Bowden up there and Trey Patton to the outside there of Ryan Kuhn, excuse me. As they come out of turn number 4, get a glimpse of what these guys see, and you can see some spots on the windshield. Here are the throttle adjustments Ryan Kuhn is making. So we step back up to our field camera there. You can see just how intense racing and those pack battles can be. A lot of composure needed from these guys. The 88 of Andrew Schulte over at the race lead has the 008 of Trey Patton to the outside. Here comes Sean Zulu hooking up bumpers. 13 of Axum and now Ryan Kuhn. So that lower groove is winning out the battle in turns 3 and 4 so far. Abe Bowden back there behind Patton, and now the 88. Oh, he's going to be split 3 wide. Patton to the outside, Bowden to the outside, Zulu and Axum to the inside. Wally Tierheimer hooks up with him in the middle. A little bit of contact with Patton as the tri-oval shift commences. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there goes Patton. He's being pushed.
Caution is out.
And he gets turned around by Abe Bowden. Trey Patton, the 008 truck. Tough break there. So he's down to the apron of turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Get you down a little bit closer to that action. There's the contact. So there's the contact there, as you see from Schulte into Patton. Patton's going to go up into the wall as he blends in with Abe Bowden. Little witchcraft there for you from that Skittles truck of Abe Bowden. And take a look at that 008 truck getting pushed. Trey Patton. Letter of the day is the letter T for T-Bone from the 74. Bowden had really no place to go, so can't really fault him, but Patton gets turned around. That's got to be an interesting sight to see at about 120 miles an hour. The rest of the field coming at you. Caution flag flies for the 6th time here tonight. This is the Interleague Championship Racing Series. Loose lug nuts, KMA and TWC VM Racing Leagues in action in their series opener here at Talladega. Just under 21 laps remain. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the Interleague Championship Racing Series here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network this Friday night. Pace car taking them into turn number 4 should come off. Lights on that pace car should come off next time it crosses by the start-finish line. It should be back green with 17 to go. See some guys making their way off pit road. As they come down towards that tri-oval, it's the 74 of Abe Bowden, number 10 of Jason Covington, 38 of Bad Bob Wells, and the 58 of Jason Hughes up in the front 4. And Joel Guy, the 91, rounds out your top 5. Across the start-finish line, trucks, will be getting bunching up here in a double formation. Lights now off the pace car. Race statistics in your bottom left, 82 laps completed. 31 lead changes, 6 total cautions. Neat little tidbit for you here tonight, folks. We had 42 trucks, I believe 43 trucks fielding the grid here tonight. It's always great to see. I think it was a total of 41. Now we take a look at the revised list. So 41 total trucks fielding the grid. Give a special shout out to Jeff Wood up there in race control and to Billy Wise. Out there had some problems during practice, was not able to field the grid tonight. Taking them into turn number 3. Abe Bowden to set the pace once that pace car hits the pits. Down towards the tri-oval now. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. Bowden and Covington up front. The green flag waves. We're back to the race. 17 to go. So as they cross that start-finish line, 16 laps to go as they work their way into turn number 1. You can see the 74 of Bowden down there in the lower groove has the 38 of Bad Bob Wells behind him. The number 10 of Jason Covington up to the high side. Jason Hughes in that tan-colored truck right behind Covington. 2 Jasons in a row to the outside. The 91 there of Joel Guy, the 007 of Landon Loper. 317 of Alan Manning now back in the action. 97 of Cody Lipster and the 14 of Jason Russo. 211 of Tristan Beats, the 72 of Ryan Kuhn, and the 88 there of Andrew Schulte. Down the front stretch they come towards that tri-oval. Nearly making some 3 wide. Lipster is going to turn Alan Manning.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
A simple checkup would do, but instead, Lipster threads the needle on that one. And take a look at that junkyard we got down there. My goodness. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. So you see him coming out of turn number 4 down the front stretch. You're going to watch the 97 truck. Keep your eye on Lipster. He's going to thread the needle here between the 91 and the 317 and actually turn Alan Matting. And wow, take a look at that. The 91 truck gets turtled. It's a term they use in iRacing when the wheels go up in the air and you're on your roof. And look at all of that incident down there. My goodness. Back it up just one more time for you folks. So we get down there, see him coming out of the turn. One more action for you right here. So you're going to see the 317 of Alan Matting, the teal-colored truck, up in the higher groove right there. The 97 of Lipstruer crosses lanes. Matting makes it 3 wide as Landon Loper, the 007, and that Toyota Tundra down in the lower groove. Matting comes back with the tri-oval shift a little bit, and that's going to get turned right in the 97 of Lipstruer. And they both go down in, and look at the 47 of Russo's going to get collected in this. The 72 of Ryan Kuhn's going to get collected. The 91 of Joel Guy. Take a look at this guy. Pun intended there. Bam. Gets a nice hit from the 009 of Vincent Jaron. Brandon Schnupp runs up on the hood or the roof of Brandon Schnupp for a while there. The 29 is involved. A lot of trucks are just going to get collected in there. Guy we haven't talked about there tonight, the 89. That is Tim Campbell. Race admin over there at TWC VM. He's going to be involved in it. See him going spinning there behind Schnupp. 211 of Tristan Beats. And the rest of the field. This may have been our big one yet, folks, but we're not even under 10 laps to go. What's going to happen next? We are under 14, and anything is possible. You definitely want to stay tuned in because it's going to start to heat up when we get under 10 laps here at Talladega.
AMSLeague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSLeague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSLeague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSLeague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSLeague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
back, ladies and gentlemen, to Talladega this Friday night here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network on our coverage of the Interleague Championship Racing Series, race number 1 of the 15th race series. Lights are off. The pace car will be back green with 10 to go, and things are going to heat up. It'll be Jason Covington and Nate Bowden taking us back to the green. Coming up next week, the series moves on to Atlanta in the Xfinity cars. They're on May 20th, and you haven't done so already, folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you'll stay in the know as to when we go live. Broadcasting this series every Friday night at 10 p.m. Also want to give a special shout out to Richie B's Pizza for sponsoring the series. Over the top paints and designs. A lot of the paint schemes you see on these trucks tonight were designed by John Hedrick from Over the Top Paints and Designs. 2 weeks from tonight, May 27th, at Kansas Speedway, they'll be in the Gen 6 cars. So definitely want to tune in for that. And as always, folks, if you're interested in seeing what we're about here at Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/Digital Forge Broadcasting. Covington will be having the pace on the inside of the 74 of Abe Bowden. Jason Hughes and Bad Bob Wells. Rounding out your front four, it'll be 10 to go, folks, as they head into turn number 4. We may have already had our one. Hopefully we've already had our one. They call it the Big Wreck. Pace car takes them down towards that tri-oval. It heads into the pits. Covington, Bowden up front. The green flag's in the air. We've got 10 to go. As they cross that start-finish line, under 10 laps remaining, and here's where it's go time. These guys are going to start making their moves, making their way towards the front of that pack. The number 10 of Jason Covington to the inside of the 74 of Abe Bowden as they come out of turn number 2. Jason Hughes behind it. The two Jasons have been locked up all night tonight, pushing one and another. Should call that Team J there for you, folks. Bad Bob Wells pushing the 74 of Abe Bowden in the middle groove. The 88 there of Andrew Schulte. 007 there of Landon Loper. The number 3 of Mark Jackson making his way back up to the front. Sean Zulu, Alan Madding, and the 54. We saw him early on in the race. He's back up towards there now. That is Travis Browder. 8 laps now remain as they head into turn number 1. The bump drafting continues up front as we have a deadlock battle for the race lead. The number 10 of Jason Covington down low, coming down the back straightaway. Now it looks like Abe Bowden is going to edge him out just a little bit. Bad Bob Wells with the great draft support up right behind him up to the middle groove. Pulling some side draft along with him off of Covington down that back straightaway. Middle groove wins back here, coming out of turn number 4 as Covington takes back over the race lead, but don't look too fast. Here comes that middle groove. The 74 of Abe Bowden just got a nose ahead of Jason Covington, but he's rallying back quick. Who wins that lap as we take a look, and it looks like the 74 of Abe Bowden goes to the leader position. Mark Jackson down on the apron. The nerves are beginning to fly. You see a little bit of wiggle action from these guys. Mark Jackson touched the apron there in turns 1 and 2, got a little bit loose, but he holds on to his position, currently running in 9th. Here comes the high line now, middle groove. It's got that freight train of 3 to 4 trucks. beating the two down low. The two Jasons losing out. Here comes Abe Bowden down to lower groove. Bad Bob Wells wants to come down. Not able to do so. Here comes Jason Covington to provide some draft support to Bowden. Bad Bob Wells is going to pick up some side draft off Covington. Here comes Andrew Schulte pushing them. And this is where it starts to pick up, ladies and gentlemen. Now, oh, we got some apron contact. Loper down to the apron. He comes back in a gracious style. Able to hold on to it. Gets back into line, and Bad Bob Wells comes down. This is like a tactical maneuver here, folks. Aviation pretty much out of these guys. The aerodynamics that these guys have, battling it out like fighter pilots. They're just going around. There goes Mark Jackson to the apron. He got kicked out. West Holland, some lap traffic up to the third lane as they work their way into turn number 3. 6 laps remain. And the 88 of Andrew Schulte up at the race lead being pushed by the 38 of Bad Bob Wells. The 21 of Sean Zulu up high being pushed by Browder. It's a nice deadlocked heat battle. Bowden's got his choice of groove. Which one does he want to go to? He's going to find out which one's moving. He chooses the low line before the start-finish line. Now we've got 5 laps remaining. As they carry into turns 1, now going into turn number 2. It is the 88 of Andrew Schulte, your race leader. Coming out of turn number 2 has the 38 of Bad Bob Wells behind him. Abe Bowden and now Jason Covington trying to get up to that 74 Skittles bumper. Here comes Jason Hughes behind Covington. It's a battle of 3 versus 2 battle, and Bob Wells is going to get loose. Can he hold on to it? They give him room, so he's able to hold on to it. Impressive driving. Bob Wells a little bit shaken up, you can tell. Here comes Covington to the outside. Bob Wells running 3 wide middle, hooks back up right there with Schulte. Zulu to the outside has Browder pushing him. Zulu's going to take over the race lead here as they cross the start-finish line. 4 laps now remain. The 88 is Schulte down low with Bowden. Bob Wells pushed Jason Hughes up almost nearly into the wall of turn number 1. Covington in the middle groove. The 21 of Zulu being pushed by Browder down that middle groove. Here they go into the back straightaway. Things are heating up. We are at the point of no return. If a caution flag flies, there are no restarts in iRacing, unfortunately, at this time. Whoever is at the race lead, the field will be frozen and will be the winner. Here comes the rallying back from the lower groove. The 88 of Andrew Schulte now has got a nose over the 21 of Sean Zulu. Down the front stretch they go towards that start-finish line. It's going to be 3 laps to go, and it looks like the 88 of Schulte currently will be taking the race lead. Crosses that start-finish line, so the 88 of Schulte goes to the race lead. Zulu to second, Bowden to third, Browder to fourth. The 38 of Bad Bob Wells back there with Jason Covington, Jason Hughes, and the 317 of Alan Manning through turn number 2. As they work their way down the back straightaway, ladies and gentlemen, this is getting good, and it's getting good really fast. Last second positions are going to come at it. We're going to see who maybe could carry away the checkered flag tonight. The 88 of Andrew Schulte up to the race lead. He's got a good draft help from Bowden, but Bowden is trying to take him on the outside. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Here comes Zulu. Oh, they are getting antsy really quick. Mark Jackson, the high line, is going to push Zulu. Zulu's going to get pushed into the wall. Caution flag out. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, the 88 of Andrew Schulte, the 74 of Abe Bowden. And I tell you what, very impressively, the guy who wrecks is going to get third. Let's go back and take a look at that replay on Sean Zulu as we dial this up for you. Always hate to see a race end on a yellow flag. We'll give you a pass-through, a live pass-through here. Take you down a little bit closer to the action. So Bowden comes down into Zulu. One more look at it here. We'll give you another one. We'll slow it down for you. Give me a look from the back straightaway. Can't get an exact redial on the time, so we have to take it back another 10 seconds. So this is just how close the battle was. Again, we're following the 21 of Sean Zulu, who gets hit by Abe Bowden. Abe Bowden makes the aggressive move to the outside, coming out of turn number 4. So again, keep your eye on Abe Bowden right here. So we're going to slow it down for you now, taking a look at, again, another angle on this. You're going to see that 74 Skittles Tundra of Abe Bowden come down into the 21 of Sean Zulu, which pretty much solidifies the victory here for the 88 of Andrew Schulte. So there he is, comes right down into him. That's going to get that 21 Silverado loose. Zulu is going to go right down, tries to save it. Back left tire looks like it's going to touch that apron, and he's going to get loose. 54 Browder right into him, and look at that. And there it is. Take a look at that. That is impressive. See if we can. I'm going to see if we can dial this up one more time to see how Zulu finishes third. It looks like he won by the tail of his truck. Okay, we're going to dial this back just a little bit further once again. Apologize on the slow there. So as we come down, we got to take a look at this one again. This is just amazing. Actually, we're going to throw it up to the blimp cam. Maybe we can get a better look up high on it. So there's the blimp cam. So Zulu's in third right here. You see Bowden come up. We're going to pause it just for a second so we can slow down the camera for you. So there we're going to slow it down as they're coming into the tri-oval once again. You're going to see Bowden out to the high side. Mark Jackson, that lap truck up there in the third lane. So look at the closeness there between Schulte, Bowden, and Zulu. So there's the bump from Bowden that's going to send Zulu spinning. And right there, take a look at that. Sweeps right by. So Browder, I don't know, maybe out of incidents. So it looks like now we're getting word from race control that Browder's moved into third. So I think Zulu was pushed back out of incidents. Wow. What a finish to a race here tonight. Had to go back and take a couple looks at that replay because it looked like the Zulu was able to finish just with the tail of his truck. Might have won that one by or got third by a tailgate, but I think out of incidents that Zulu's been in tonight, the 54 of Browder does get pushed. So we're going to bring him in. Actually, being in there, it looks like it was a very close, Travis, coming down to that line. I mean, Zulu got loose right in front of you. You hit him. Nowhere for you to go, really. So when he came down, he got a bump from Abe Bowden. Got loose in front of you, and I thought he actually had you just by a tailgate. But unfortunately, I think due to incidents, and looking at that replay, you take over third position. Tell us a little bit about your expectations coming into the first race here in the Interleague Championship. Interleague Championship Racing Series. What you were expecting here at Talladega, how it worked out for you, and how you feel about finishing third.
Well, Dustin, it was a great night. I had a blast. I got involved in the first wreck earlier in the race there with the 3 wide situation, and I used my reset. I was 2 laps down, and I stayed in the back just to chill, get out of the big wrecks and everything. Got myself back on the lead lap. Pit stops were good tonight. I wish we would have had green flag pit stops, but it's all good. Hopefully we'll try again next week. But I had a blast. I don't know what happened on the last wreck. I don't know what happened, but I just got through it and got a P3, man. But I had fun.
Well, it's great to hear that you had fun. Are you looking forward to the series ahead? And if so, obviously you probably are. But what vehicle would you say you like? Is you're going to have your hand in the trucks? You got the B cars, the Xfinity cars, and the Gen 6 cars. Tell us which one you're looking forward to the most, and maybe even the track that you're looking forward to.
Well, I love the B cars, but I don't mind any car because I love NASCAR a lot. But I'm learning these things a lot still. But I love any car. I like all cars because I'm a big NASCAR fan. But But the track I'm looking forward to is some good tracks that I've learned, some tracks that I'm decent at. So I'm still learning.
All right. Was there any shout out you'd like to give for your third place finish here at Talladega?
Well, I like to give you a shout out for putting on this broadcast, Jeff Wood for putting on this league for the interleague championship. Want to give a big shout out to Mark Naffett. I miss him. Hope he's doing okay. So hope they're in a better place. So that's it.
All right, Travis, congratulations on a hard-fought battle for third position tonight. We look forward to the race to come. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate all you do. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Travis Browder coming in third place here tonight. A very hard-fought battle for that 54. Like he said, involved in a couple of early cautions. Battled his way back through the field and found himself at the right time to be able to take over third position. We're going to go to the guy now who finished second tonight, the 74 of Abe Bowden, battling through this field. Another guy who got in with a couple of cautions. But, Abe, you found yourself in the top 5 pretty much all night. Overall, I think it was 22 total laps led for you here at Talladega. What was your expectations coming into tonight's race, being this new series premiere, the Interleague Championship Racing Series, and how'd the truck handle?
Well, overall, first off, I'd like to thank my crew for getting me through this. Definitely needed it. I was in a few fender benders here and there, and was able to work myself back up through the field. Got lucky a few times where the seats parted on me, so that was lucky. But yeah, the truck was a little loose in longer runs, but overall it handled pretty good.
Well, that sounds good to hear. Definitely great to hear that through the fray of everything, you found yourself getting pushed back outside the top 10 a couple of times. You're able to battle your way back through the field. And when it's all said and done, you finish second. Got a little bit of bump action there with Sean Zulu at the last second. Rubbins racing kind of thing. No harm, no foul. But coming up next week, we're going to be Atlanta. Just asking the drivers, which vehicle are you looking forward to the most? Do you like the Camping World trucks, the Xfinity, or the Gen 6?
I myself like the trucks a lot. I also like the Xfinity. The Gen 6s are not my favorites, that's for sure.
Well, in a couple of weeks when we head into Kansas, it'll probably be an interesting race then. Is there any final shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you?
No, this has just been a good, fun event tonight, and I can't wait to do it again.
All right, Abe, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on a finish here at Talladega in the Interleague Championship Racing Series opener.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. The 74 of Abe Bowden coming in second tonight. Now we're going to make our way up to this guy right here, and before I say anything to you, Andrew, I got to get a pronunciation. I called you Schulte. I hope I got your name right. New names, new pronunciations always tend to grab me sometimes, so did I get your name right, or is there a different pronunciation?
Yes, sir, you got it right.
All right. Score one for the broadcaster. All right, Andrew, well, it was a hard-fought battle for you. Like with Abe, you guys found yourself up front at the top 5 at times, got knocked back a couple times in the cautions throughout the night, but you were able to be at the right place at the right time. Very hectic battle and under 10 laps to go. You were battling there with Sean Zulu, working that lower groove. You guys had the middle groove for a while there, kind of bouncing back and forth between the two, and when it was all said and done, you were out ahead of that caution that came out between the bumping of Bowden into Zulu. Tell us a little bit about your expectations coming in tonight and how the truck handled overall.
I did not expect a lot out of myself at the beginning of the race. I didn't qualify real well. I started in the middle of the pack, and typically it's not where you want to be around here. That's where a lot of the wrecks happen, and not a lot of space to go when the wrecks do happen. So I was wasn't real happy with how we qualified, but we were able to keep the truck clean for most of the night, and coming down to 10 laps to go. Previous to that, I think it was 20 laps to go when we had a caution. Me and Sean were out front, and we decided to pit and take tires, and hopefully we were going to have a little bit of an advantage. I know it's a super speedway, but after 10, 15 laps, it seemed like the truck got a little loose, so we wanted to go ahead and make sure we had good tires for the end of the race, and it was great working with Sean and Travis at the end, teammates from Max Velocity, and it was a great finish.
Well, they're definitely not an easy one to say the least. I mean, it was a very hard-fought battle. You picked up 10 laps led overall. Good hard-fought night for the 88. And coming up next week, we're going to Atlanta, being the Xfinity cars, and in 2 weeks, Kansas at the Gen 6. Do you have a preference as far as what you like as far as the Camping World Trucks Xfinity or Gen 6 cars?
I run a lot of truck races, so this is definitely my comfort zone, and it's going to be a little different in the next coming weeks. But I'm sure we're going to have great races, and it's going to be a learning experience for all of us. So I hope that everyone out there is enjoying the broadcast as they go on.
All right. Well, is there any final shout-outs you'd like to give tonight for your victory here at Talladega?
You guys for putting this on for us. It's awesome having leagues to run in and people who are willing to take the time and do all the everything and that happens behind the scenes and get it all running and set the rules and get everything figured out. So I want to thank all you guys for that. And thank all my teammates over at Max Velocity, because without them it would have been a very difficult time trying to get up front tonight.
All right. Well, Andrew, congratulations on your victory tonight. A very, again, can't say it enough, a hard-fought battle through this field. 41 cars overall field of the grid here tonight. You're able to lead 10 laps in this race. One of the harder tracks to run, Talladega and the Super Speedway. The sway of the drafting tonight definitely worked out in your favor. You're able to get up front and lead where it needs to be at the last moment of the race. So we'll see you next week in Atlanta, and go ahead and celebrate your victory tonight, bud.
Thank you, sir.
There you have it, folks. The 88 of Andrew Schulte takes victory here in the Interleague Championship Racing Series opener at Talladega. Going to go live now to two of the guys, Loose Lugnuts Jeff Wood and KMA's Scott Kolovic, to talk a little bit about this race. It was a great race here tonight. Get some final words from the guys in the different leagues. Tim Campbell with the TWCVM League is always elusive as ever. We can't get him in the booth. As soon as that checkered flag falls, he's like on the hauler and ready to go. But tell us a little bit about, guys, your perspective on your expectations for tonight's race and what the viewers can expect with the series to come. It's a 15-race series spanning across 5 different tracks with 3 different cars. It looks like it's going to be an exciting series ahead.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dustin, I am very happy with tonight. We had a lot of 3-ride racing. Andrew, Abe, and Travis did a great job tonight. We have got 3 great teams, KMA, LLN, and TWC, forming into one group with the objective goal of that perfect 15-week season. And we are going to get her done this time. Tonight, a little heavy on the cautions, but you know what? It is a super speedway, and ain't nobody going to back down on that speedway. How about it, Jeff?
Yeah, I kind of viewed it a little bit differently. A little bit heavy on the cautions. We're implementing some new rules, giving out some EOLs, putting people to the back that were smoking instead of, just it's whatever. So getting drivers accustomed to that, and it was a little bit better. And like Scott said, heavy on the cautions, and but super speedways are going to be super speedways. So as we move into next week Atlanta, I see a better forecast of racing.
Well, and you know what else, Jeff? Like I mentioned to Dustin here a minute ago, we have got 3 leagues forming into one, so we got to get familiar with one another. We're going to learn each other's driving style, and I do definitely believe, long about the 3rd, 4th race, we're going to have this stuff right in gear, and our viewers here at Digital Forge Broadcasting can expect a lot of green flag, balls to the wall. We're going to get her done for sure, and we're going to get a action-packed house, large viewing audience. We're going to keep them entertained, Dustin.
Definitely look forward to it, Scott. And Jeff, appreciate your time here tonight. Great hard-fought battle. I think overall we take a look at the summary. We had, out of the 100 laps, 41 lead changes, 9 total cautions. So when you look at those statistics, you can definitely tell these guys were battling hard for positions tonight.
I tell you what, I am going to have to go change my T-shirt because right now I was sweating, and, a lot of guys, I saw a lot of cooperation. I saw a little bit of screwiness, but again, Speedway, a lot of great drivers in here. And as we progress further in the ILCR season, it's going to get better and better, I promise you.
All right. Well, we look forward to that to come. Jeff, Scott, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you guys next week at Atlanta.
And hey, a big shout out to Digital Forge Broadcasting for putting this show on for us. Love you guys.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Dustin.
Thanks, Jeff. There you have it, folks. Some words from the league admins. Scott Kulovic with the KMA Group, Jeff Wood with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. Couldn't get Tim Campbell in there. He took off real quick. But hopefully we'll get some words from him maybe next week. But again, tonight, folks, this was the Interleague Championship Racing Series inaugural race here at Talladega, the first of a 15-race series spanning across 5 tracks. That's Kansas, Chicagoland, Auto Club here at Talladega. And I tell you what, it's going to be great. You're going to want to tune in. They're going to have a couple other cars, the Xfinity and the Gen 6. So let's take a look at the final results tonight. We had 41 trucks fielding the grid. Andrew Schulte takes victory. Abe Bowden, Travis Browder, Bob Wells, Jason Covington, Jason Hughes, Alan Madding, Scott Kulovic, Tristan Beats, Ryan Kuhn rounding out your top 10. Landon Loper, Craig Covington, Sean Zulu, Jason Russo, Cody Lipstruer, Travis Zudema, Mark Jackson, Donald Sadusky, Vincent Jarin, Thomas Axum through the 20 position, Gary Whitmer Jr., John Hedrick, Trey Patton, Greg Murray, Wes Holland, Edward Bray, Joseph Hodge, Michael Johnson, Joe Guy, and Jack Watts through 30, Brandon Schnupp, Kerry Cleaver, Bobby Everhart, Wally Tierheimer, Johnny Smith, Jonas Hankins, Tim Campbell, Christopher Modis, Justin Michael, Richard Brose through 40, Matthew Heavener, number 41 here on the grid, Jeff Wood and Billy Wise through the race control booth here tonight, folks. Again, this was the Interleague Championship Racing inaugural race, the first of a 15-race series here at Talladega. Plenty of good racing to come. We'll be broadcasting this every Friday night at 10 p.m. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to tune in to catch that action so you'll know when we go live. Check out our full schedule on our website at forgebroadcasting.com. But that's going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Appreciate you tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network.